All right, my people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I posted, but I'm back now with something new. I want to show you how you can use your LUTs inside of DaVinci without breaking your image. So let's roll the intro. All right, so almost everybody who has been using the DaVinci film LUTs basically knows the native way of applying the film LUTs with your CST, your Sinion film log, and your LUT, right? So now I want to show you how that works, and then the new method I found so we could compare to see which goes better, even though I prefer the new method. So this is more like a newfound knowledge that I want to share with you all to make your workflow and your grading better. So let's start by creating 3 nodes. Our first node will be our color space transform, our normal Rec 709. So I'll put this here, and let's go to Sunny. Let's put our Sunny. This is an FX6 clip, so yeah, let's go with S-Log3, Rec 709, and a Gamma 2.4. And we have our first conversion. I want you to pay attention to this light here. Let me zoom in a little bit. This particular light, this is where I want your attention to be, and the vetroscope itself. So let's go to the second node, and let's still add a color space transform. Let's do a Rec 709. Let's do a Gamma 2.4. And let's do a Rec 709 and a Sinion film log. Sinion film log. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, good. So now in our third node, we are going to apply any of the DaVinci's film LUTs. And I just applied this one, the Rec 709 Kodak 2383. And just like I said, I want you to pay attention to this light here. Now, can you see what's happening here? And in our cap here, the artist cap, you can see how the banding in the image is. Now, this might look normal to most people who have tried using this method to do any of these corrections. Maybe even when you come to your tone mapping, you push it here, you correct your max output, put it on 200 or so, and let's make it big. This is what you have, right? So I will take this back off, and I'll set this back to the normal, and now we're back to how it's supposed to be from the beginning. So yeah, everything goes back to normal. Can you see? Everything goes back to normal. So I want to reset this again so you can see for yourself. So let's do Sunny. Let's go back. Let's do Sunny again. Let's do our Rec 709 and a Gamma 2.4. Now I made sure I did this twice so you can see what I'm trying to explain. You can see this, right? Now, this is happening because of the LUT here. And why is this happening? It is because the DaVinci's film LUT was basically made from the concept of the film tape used in recording films before, which literally comes in the negative form. And the negative is more like an inverted picture of light and color of a particular image. Now, because the digital footage does not come as a negative, it finds it hard to blend this whole concept to have a clean look when it comes to your grade. So what do we do with something like this? Now, this is where the cheat code comes in. Because this image is a digital image and it does not go through any photochemical changes here, because the negative film goes through a photochemical change, which is basically where they work on with chemicals to try to bring out the actual colors. So the film comes out with a good highlight roll off, good color saturation, good separation. Everything just looks so balanced with it. Now, how do we do that with a digital image? So this is how we do it now. Remember, the film tape comes as a negative. So what should we do? We have to find a way to turn our digital to a negative. We don't do that behind. We do it from the beginning of the node. So it assumes that this is a film. So we come here and create a first node. And then what we do is to invert this image. Remember, the negative is an inverted form. Now, once I do this image has been inverted, just like how it's supposed to come in the film. Now, having this, what should be the next thing I will do? I'll create a new node after our um CST, that's after our first CST. I'll create a new node there. And the next thing I'm supposed to do after creating this node is to do another conversion. So we assume this is our negative, our CST is our photochemical reaction, and then here is another reaction bringing out the colors. So what should I do? I am going to push this up again and bring this down. After bringing this down, I want you to still take a look at this light here, this particular light. So I will take this node off and I'll take this node off to the first image we had, and I would take a still. So I'll take a still of that. I'll take this still. Let me take this off and come back here. So I'll take a still so you can see the difference. So I'll take this still here. This is without we doing that conversion. So now I want to do the conversion back. So I bring back this node and this node. And then now we compare these two images. First of all, I will stop here from this place and I will zoom in. Can you see the difference in these colors? Can you see the difference? This is like a game changer. So now I'll push this towards the lights and I'll still make this. In fact, let me make it a bigger screen. Let me take it back and adjust it to this way and make it a bigger screen. Can you see the difference in the roll-off? The difference in the edges of the lights. One is way smoother and the other is rough. I'm still going to make it big this way. Can you see the difference? So now you converting your image and making it look more like a film before your CST helps to adjust this. This is the two images in your screen. You can see them from two different angles. And this is what we have, looking so clean and nice. There's nothing affecting your eyes. You're not seeing any sharp edges or anything. This is really beautiful. And I wouldn't want to stop here, so it don't look like I am using just one clip. So I would want to add more clips to So I just added a clip which I'm still going to use as a reference example to this. So before I go to the clip, let's take a look at our vetroscope to see what is happening to our image. So I'll put our CST back again and let me just take this shared screen. So CST, Sinion film log, and our plot here. You can see how sharp the edges are. You can see how it looks disturbing. But let's now bring back our inverted image and our second inverted image. Can you see how everything looks soft compared to what we had before? So I will take a screen grab of this and roll to the last clip, which is this one. So we'll be trying it on this particular clip, and I want to use this because it has multiple colors. So I'll paste this first. Now this is what we have. I still want you to take a good look at the highlights. Let me just take this off so you'll be sure that this is what I'm using. Can you see how the highlights is, where the blues is? See how far the blue has gone? This is what we have. And then now let's go back to the second one with the whole changes, the inverted stuff we created. Now, can you see? Let me clean up this node. Can you see how different it looks? Let me just take this two off and take a screen grab and then bring it back. Can you see how soft everything looks with the lot on it? Let me put this on the shared screen so we can compare the two on a bigger screen. Can you see the difference? See this blues here. Can you see how it's looking? Can you see how this blue is looking? Can you see this green? Check in between this green. There's this sharp edges. See how clean it looks here. Let's even move to where there are more colors to see how unified the colors look. This is a very good way that if you could use, you are going to come up with a good and a clean work. So let's check this again. So let's move forward. Can you see how our yellows are looking? Let me take this off. Can you see how our yellows are looking? So basically, this is the new way and the new idea concept I found on how to use the DaVinci's film lot. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you all in my next class. Thank you and goodbye.